No, I'm trying to come over there, but I'm also pulling up some crap off the bottom.
Well over 20.
There we go. Well over 20?
Oh yeah, it's over 20.
I just pulled someone else's gear and a stick off the bottom. Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a little bigger than 21. That's like 22 or 23. There we go. I'm serious, that's a really long, like it's not a fat fish, but that's like 23 inches long.
I'll take it.
And we are gonna get a measurement on him. All right, he is in the old steelhead cradle. He is 23 inches long. There's his tail. There's the 23-inch mark. That is how the master does it. All right, release your fish. How deep?
It's pretty deep, 25 feet.
Then I'm gonna switch over to a 1/4 ounce jig then, if Dad says he got his one deep. That's good that we got some action this early in the morning, but usually we don't get a whole lot in the early hours, so maybe they're deep. All right, have a look at that beautiful beast of a 1/4 ounce jig right there. That's a pretty big jig. I mean, look at that in comparison to my palm right there. That's a pretty big lure. And when you start fishing for these big fish, a lot of these wild cutthroat trout in the over 20-inch range are gonna be feeding on other fish species. And this thing really is gonna put sort of a general presentation out there that doesn't exactly perfectly match anything in particular, but it's passable as a sculpin, as a kokanee, as a little bait fish. There's a lot of things that this imitates. And of course leeches as well if you're using black. There is no way that I have cooked 0 fish and Dad is on his like 6th bite. 6th. There's my jig. No. Oh, he's very silver. That's a really nice bow. Very pretty. Oh, he legitimately almost just jumped out in that. Beauty! That right there is the other species in this lake. Beautiful resident rainbow.
Again, 1/4 ounce deep.
Check that out right there. Those are trumpeter swans all the way on the other side of the lake. Wow, those things are pretty. And check out how far away I'm filming them from. Well, I don't know if you saw my nice new tied up 1/4 ounce jig fly off my line right as I went over to help my dad out with his fish, but I guess I must have tied a god awful knot. So my dad is no longer fishing with jigs because I am fishing with the last 1/4 ouncer we have. Only had a few to begin with. We've got more than enough 1/8 ouncers left, but I just did not tie up nearly enough of these 1/4 ouncers as I should have, because the bite is deep today. And if the fish do move up a little shallower later in the day, which they tend to do, then 1/8 ouncers will be what we're using, and we have plenty of those. my entire leader just broke off. Well, we have 0 Jig Geek jigs left that are 1/4 ouncers now. Oh man! How did that even happen? I don't think my bail was closed, was it? I think something was just tangled somewhere and it just broke. That's insane. I'm the worst fisherman there is. I didn't even see a splash in the water, so it went somewhere into the trees. I was watching for a splash in the water, but I didn't see one.
Not your best day so far.
Finally a fish on for Freeman. Oh, it's a good bow. It's a really nice rainbow. I'm gonna face it. I'm gonna face the camera forward. The fight is gonna look less good, but if he jumps, you'll probably see it. Wow, those colors are insanely pretty. That's a weird fighting rainbow though.
Yeah.
I've never had a bow in this lake that just goes straight down running. All right, I'm gonna turn this around to me again. Get that around there. It's funny, he swam straight towards me initially, so he felt like tiny, but wow, is he ever rolling down there? Gotcha. Beautiful rainbow. Look at the colors on them. How pretty are those? I just had a hit, I think. Yep, got him. Doesn't feel big. Definitely doesn't feel big. What are you? Maybe you'll wake up here and all of a sudden become a monster. No, just a little dink. Not even a little dink. Just a nice bow, but not quite as big as some of the other ones. The rainbows are definitely on today. Not so much a day of big cutties, although my dad did get the big one initially that was a cutty, but I don't think we've caught this many rainbows on this lake before. Kind of cool. Well, this is about how my day's going. Well, I had to rip about half the line off my... More than that, I had to rip most of the line off my reel to get that tangle out, but it's fixed at least to the point where it'll be fishable for the rest of the day. And I am gonna keep fishing. At the very least, the wind is dropping off here at the end of the day, giving us a slightly more comfortable fishing experience. But no fish for quite a while. But man, it's cold. I've got 3 or 4 layers of socks, and my feet are frozen. They're too cold. And the only reason my hands are warm is because I haven't been catching fish, so I don't have to stick my hands in the water to release fish. Oh, I just had one pick it up. I thought I hit bottom, but I felt a couple of bumps right as I did a shitty hook set. I don't know how confident I am in saying that that was a fish, actually. I don't know, that was weird. Might have just been bottom. Where are the fish? They have all evaporated. They don't exist. Dad's got a fish. Does that feel good?
Okay, I don't know.
Well, the GoPro died, but after 1 or 2 netting attempts by me, this thing was a little harder to net than
You didn't want to see us netting that fish anyway.
Look at that cutty right there.
Okay, I can release it.
Yeah, go ahead.
There he goes.
Are you kidding me? I literally didn't even have enough time. This was your next cast.
Oh, yeah?
I didn't even have enough time to switch out the battery, and Dad makes one cast and he gets a fish. So because I didn't switch out the battery, we're filming this one with the mirrorless camera too. That's what we're doing. So I'm gonna have to hold this camera with one hand and net with the other hand. It's gonna be tougher for me to net him here.
I'm thinking 24.
Holy
Yeah, I'm thinking 24.
Did you see the boil up it just made? And it wasn't even close to the surface.
I know.
So you're thinking it's a huge fish.
Well, it's not the biggest fish I've ever caught. It's pretty good.
Biggest fish of the day, right? Oh man, that's a solid one. That's a nice fish right there. Got him. Nice one.
That was almost a civilized netting.
That is probably an inch or two bigger than the last one. I don't know how you're doing this stuff here, Dad. That's a really good fish. I mean, that is like,
Fish, isn't it? I don't think it's super long.
that is just like a classical cutthroat trout right there. And I think it's worth getting a measurement of this guy. Honestly, maybe, you know what, I'm gonna weigh this guy. All right, let's try out this freaking scale here, see how much this guy weighs. So we're gonna weigh with the net 6.1 pounds, with the net 6 pounds, and then we will weigh the net afterwards and see how much it weighs and subtract that.
3.1, that is what that net weighs.
All right, we gotta weigh the net to see how much that fish weighed. We did not get a measurement on it, but I'm 100% sure that both of those fish were in the 22 to 23 inch range because we did catch a 23 incher earlier today and measured it. But I am very, very curious how much this net weighs. It was 6.1 pounds with the net. Wow. It's a little bigger than you thought.
Oh, how heavy?
4 pounds.
Wow.
This is a 2 pound net.
It's kind of wide.
Yeah.
That's good.
The thing about that though is that's the first fish that I've actually weighed with this scale. And the thing about that is that in this lake we've caught fish 2-3 inches bigger than that. An inch or 2 or 3 might not sound like that much, but I'm gonna show you a picture on screen right now of a 26 inch trout. That right there is a fish my dad caught last year and only 3 inches bigger than these 3 big ones that we landed today. Knowing what I know now, that thing could easily be 6 pounds, if not a little bigger. Anyway, I'm gonna keep fishing here because I am getting massively outfished and I need to at least catch another fish. Okay, let's go. Oh, well, viewers, I'm gonna let you take a wild guess at what's going on right now. Assuming this one is 25 inches now?
It's over 20.
It's over 20.
Oh, yeah.
Well, 3 if you land, or actually, yeah, 4 over 20 inch cutthroat trout, or trout in general, in one day if we land this one. And I caught exactly 0 of them. That's not quite as big as the others, but it's not a bad fish at all. Like it's.
Yes.
Oh, that's bigger than I thought.
Move!
What is happening? Can you tell me what's going on? Because I don't know.
That's pretty good.
Alright, well, we're gonna make a little bit of an effort to get to one last spot for the night here. That's the shot I need. There's a waterfall with frost-covered trees all around it. Directly below it is 3 trumpeter swans on the lake. This is gonna be a beautiful shot here if I can line it up right. Well, despite the fact that I didn't catch, today was, I mean, phenomenal for my dad. It was not a bad day for me either. I got a couple of nice bows.